So if we take everything out of the subdivision surface, turn that off. Doing this deliberately just to wind me up. Put the taper back on it. There you go. You've got your low res version of it, because we don't want to be doing all the polygon joining and everything with a high poly version. So we've taken the screw head out, we've taken the subdivision off, we take the cylinder out. In fact, we'll get no, we won't get rid of all those because we might want that later. Take the thread, right click, down to current state to object, delete the original one, take out the poly object from there, and you see that's a much simpler one than we had with the subdivision on it, but it's still going to work the same way. Now, hopefully, with this, go to normal selection, put that on edge selection. This is a glitch that my computer's been having. You should be able to double click on an edge and it will select all of them. So what I'm going to do is copy that, put it into a new document, and that will solve it. This isn't something that you should have to struggle with. It's just a glitch with my cinema. So if I double click on there, you see that's selected like a ring selection, the whole lot. We'll select all the points and go to Optimise, and you might need to crank this up because they always put it on a really small amount. I'm going to put it on 0.1, but because we know that everything's being calculated so that all these points are actually, because that's 2 points in that position, so we want them all to join up. So if we optimize it with a fairly large amount in there, that should work much better. So now we've got that same ring selected. So now if we go MN, yes, it all disappears, which is all fine and dandy. Now, what we also want, has that done it automatically almost, is to join these edges up. So what we want to do is I'm going to go ME to get the polygon pen tool, and I'm going to go Command click drag to join that up, and Command click drag to connect that one, and I think I need to do it again here, and then I'm going to go UL for a loop selection. That's not going to work, so I'm going to go UM for an inline selection, and I want to just select everything, making a mess of that. Let's start again around this top edge. I see, we've got a problem here. It's to do with the sizes that we're using, so we've got too many points going on here. So if I go ME to get the polygon pen tool, I can take that point and connect it, connect those 2 points together, then we haven't got an extra set of points in there. And now if I go UM, I can hold down Shift, I can go around the edge. And select that top edge all the way around. And then go E to get the move tool. Press Command to make a copy of that. And then if I go into the WIME 0 that, we've now got a nice clean end to it, which if I pressing Command, drag in again, make another copy of that. Now down here, we've got slightly messy topology, which I can get rid of. What I'm going to do is go ME for the polygons pen tool, get rid of that extra point we don't need, select that edge and just go MN to dissolve it, go ME to get that point and just shift that up, and that should all clean up then. MN, get rid of that. ME to move that point and fuse it to the other one. Now these, we should be able to get both of those and just go MN, get rid of the bits we don't want. Now the other one, I'm going to go UM, make a selection around here, because I should be able to get rid of this. So Shift, select around here, because these aren't actually doing anything because they're all on the same plane, top and bottom. And then go MN to dissolve those. Let's clean that up quite nicely. Now we can do something similar at the other end, although we might not need to be quite so careful. Right, I'm going to get the polygon selection tool, ME, because I don't want that extra point on there. That's quite nice. Now I'm going to command drag, do the same thing really to try and make a selection that's going to be able to pull up. Now what I might do is command shift up here. That's a big ask, that one, but it's done it. I might have to use this one as well, I think. I'm not quite sure how well this is going, to be honest. Right, UM to make an inline selection, because this is a bit extreme, but it should still work the same. Actually, there's another way of doing this, isn't there? If I can use the point selection and go UM, now I can do a ring of points around there. And just select all the points that I want to go to the tip of the edge there. So that's going to take ideas in action. How wonderful is this going to be? Right, if I go MQ, that's going to and then highlight where I want them all to go. They're all going to converge at that point. And that doesn't look too bad. I think we got away with that. Although this one, use an edge selection, we get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. How far around does that go? So MN, dissolve those. ME, we've got a stray here which we should be able to get rid of. Just drag that up to the one at the top of that polygon, and let's clean that up nicely. Can probably drag this one right down to the bottom there. And that's pretty much cleaned that up. That looks good. Okay, so I'm going to copy that, take it back into our, what should have been this one, so we'll delete that and paste that back in. And now we can put it all under the, don't need the cylinder, let's get rid of that altogether. Our plane under the subdivision deformer. And there we've got our nice shiny screw, but all in polygons, which is much nicer. And a very clean topology, which is pretty good. And obviously we can just do something similar with this if we just, what I'd probably do with that one actually is just select them all and just go connect objects. And this isn't really about the screw head, so I'm not too worried about what that looks like, to be honest. Just prop that on there. Pop that in there, turn that on. Put our shader on. Take the lines off, and there you have it. It's now a very, very clean polygon object. So I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful, particularly all my fluffing around. And maybe I'll do another one showing some of the other ways of doing threads, because there's quite a few out there. But I think the parametric version of this is the way to go, because you can actually change the shape of the thread itself. So even if you're doing like a turn and a half or something on a bottle top, it works equally well. And obviously you can make it as long as you like if you're doing really dense bolt threads. So I think it's a very good system. But anyway, tell me what you think, and I'll see you again next time.